Now, there's a lot of factors that can play a role when it comes to growing good facial hair, growing a good beard, whatever you want to call it. And one of the most key things is understanding your age. I see way too many young men, they're 16, 17, and they're trying to do it, and they have it very patchy and they get very concerned about it. One thing I'll tell you is it takes time for all the hair follicles around your face to actually start to grow out, and you have to kind of wait for that. Until you wait for that, if you just keep letting it grow out, it's just not going to look good. You want to make sure you shave it off. You got to wait till at least you're 22. Obviously it depends from for a lot of different people, it's different for a lot of different people, but for some people, they may be able to grow great facial hair, great beard at the age of 15. It's completely different. But um, you want to wait till at least you're 22, 23 to see the maximum potential that you can actually have. Because inevitably, by the time you're 15, 16, you'll have like hair follicles, start to grow on your face. But um, you have to wait at least until you're 22, 23 to actually see the full potential of it. You don't want to just think there's anything concerning about, oh, I can't grow facial hair at the age of 18. There's nothing wrong. It's different for everyone. Even though you may see your friend and be like um you may see your friend and be like, oh, they can do it, so why can't I? It's not like that. You have to wait for a period of time. Now, post age of 22, 23, and if you still can't grow a beard, this is when minoxidil comes in. I know a lot of you would have. I'm trying to avoid coughing, so please don't think I'm laughing in between. But nonetheless, a lot of you would have heard people talking about minoxidil when it comes to regrowing the hair. They have a receding hairline, whatever, and they use minoxidil to regrow the hair. It's the same when it comes to your facial hair. Basically, wherever on your body you want hair. I know that sounds a bit weird, but if you apply minoxidil, hair will grow there. It's all about understanding that, are you up for that age yet? Are you 22, 23? If you're at that point and you still see very little facial hair growth, then you can hop onto minoxidil. But until then, wait. And the way you're going to apply minoxidil is, ideally you want to pair it up with a derma roller. And a derma roller is basically like a little like a roller with a small pin, and it has a bunch. It's like a small roller with a bunch of pins in it, tiny, tiny like pins in it. It'll kind of poke into your skin. It'll hurt a little bit, but it's not gonna hurt too much. It'll basically stimulate the hair follicles inside your face to start growing, and you want to pair that up with applying a little bit of minoxidil right before you go to bed every single night. And the kind of minoxidil you're going to pick is, go onto Amazon or whatever and select the 5% foam version. That is going to be the best, because I've seen from other people's experiences, when you start using the liquid version, it's not very nice. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. Your face gets greasy. You want to use the foam version. If you do this over a period of time, I think over the next 3 to 6 months, you should see some significant results. If you can't grow any facial hair and you really want to, and you're 22, 23, get onto minoxidil. It's a great thing. And the good thing about minoxidil is, especially with growing a beard, is when you have a receding hairline, for example, and trying to grow hair, it does work, but you have to keep using it for the rest of your life, which I don't think is a big deal anyway. But when it comes to your facial hair, you can use it once, and when you get that facial hair stimulation to start growing, you actually don't need to keep using it. That's a great part of it. But nonetheless, hop onto minoxidil if you are unable to grow more facial hair, grow any facial hair past the age of 22, 23 as well. And the last thing is, not the last thing, you want to give it time to actually show its potential. I see a lot of people, they keep messing around, they keep lining it up. Even I used to do this in the beginning. I used to just keep on lining it up, trying to fade it and do whatnot to keep it neat. You want to let it grow out for at least a month, until you have absolutely crazy hair, facial hair genetics, and you can completely shave, and in 3 days you have a beard. Unless that's the case, you want to let it completely grow out without any lining it up and stuff, at least for a month or 2 months, to see the complete potential of it. And then you can decide, okay, can I keep facial hair? Does it suit me? Does it not suit me? But until then, you don't want to be messing around with it too much. You just want to let it grow out. Give it, let it do its thing. Just, when you get a haircut, even whether the haircut is good or not, you're not just going to keep on chopping your hair, right? You let it grow out, and then you decide what you want to do. Same thing with your facial hair. Now, the next important thing is the unevenness of your beard. This is a very common thing that actually even I still face. I don't think I've reached the age to, fully get the most out of my beard, but I'm growing it anyway because I want to experiment with it, because I don't see there's anything wrong with it. But what happens is, sometimes one side of your face can grow hair a lot faster than the other side of your face, or sometimes the chin hair can grow a lot faster than aspects of your beard. Now, what you want to do is let it grow out no matter what. You want to let it grow out to the point where you get that beard length of at least a light stubble, which is usually about 4 to 5 mm on the guard on the freaking trimmer. And what you do then is one side may be grown more, but at least the other side gets to the length that you want, so you can make it even on both sides. You don't want to keep trimming one side down or keep letting the other side grow out and make it all uneven. It's already uneven. Let's just let it grow out like that for a period of time and let both of the hairstyle, both length on both sides of the face or wherever it's uneven, get to a stage where you feel like, okay, if you trim it, it'll be even and it'll look good. You want to give it that time for both sides of your face to grow out, and that will fix your unevenness. And ideally, you want to grow it out to the 4 to 5 mm length, like I said, because especially for a young guy, the light kind of stubble is going to look the best. You don't want to, I mean, I don't think you want to freaking full, yeah, I mean, if you want to go for it, but ideally, light stubble is going to look the best. So that's usually about 4 to 5 mm in length. You want to let it go. That's usually a little bit lighter than what I have right now. And let it go to that point, and then you can even it out with the trimmer. I'm not going to edit this video or do anything. Filming videos in your house can be very, very annoying. People will keep coming into the room, but I don't know why I'm talking about this, but okay, whatever. Now, next up, what is next? I'll get back to what is next. I've literally done something to my script. Now we get to the point where I genuinely think if you can grow facial hair, that is one thing. But the most important, the second most important, if you can grow facial hair, this is literally going to make or break the way, or if it looks good or doesn't look good to you on you, and that is purely the way you shape it up. The common mistake I see a lot of people is it's not actually about the length that matters too much. Even though I said in the a few seconds ago that the 4 to 5 mm is ideal, the most important thing is the way you shape it up. Now, the two common most mistakes that two most common mistakes I see is now you have it growing to here. One mistake I see is people let it grow too much to the point where they see they let hair follicles grow on the neck. Now, the reason this is a big mistake is because you want to grow a beard and shape it up to the point where it really defines your jawline. So let's say so my jawline is it's right here and it's like literally covering it all up. That is what you want. You don't want facial hair going below that, but because what's that going to do? It's not going to allow your jawline to be defined, and it's going to kind of prolong your face, and it's going to make your face look a little bit fatter, which you don't want. You want to, I mean, I don't think anyone disagrees with the fact that you want to have your jawline looking as pinpoint as possible. I'm sorry, man. I can't talk. You want to have your jawline looking as defined as possible. Second mistake I see a lot of people doing is they do the opposite of, having hair follicles here. They do it too short. So that's my jawline right there. And people will literally trim it right on the jawline. You see how I have hair like literally right here on like little bit below onto the neck. You want to keep it. The ideal rule is you want to place one or two fingers above the top of your Adam's apple. So the top of my Adam's apple is right there. You want to keep like at least two fingers on top, line it up right about there, and then even it out all the way there, and then shave off anything behind here. That is the ideal length, because the thing is, if you put it, I know it looks cool, to have the beard line right on your jawline so it looks super crisp. But the problem is when you're talking, no matter how defined of a jawline you have, you are going to have like your neck kind of coming into play as well. It kind of prolongs your face. That's inevitable, because when you're not talking, you're kind of like, but when you start talking, your neck is going to start, coming, it literally starts, moving as well. And people are going to notice that, hold on, this guy has he's literally lined it up right on his jawline. And the way you line it up, people are going to think that, okay, this guy's literally trying to define his jawline so much. And even though that's what you're trying to do, you don't want to like make other people know that. That's not the point of it. You want to, obviously keep your jawline most defined, but you don't want to show it off to other people. Oh, this guy was probably on the mirror, in front of the mirror, using his trimmer and literally keeping it like doing it right on the jawline. You don't want to do that. That's just stupid. Yeah, I know it may look cool, if you're freaking mute like that, but you want to keep some hair here, or else it's just gonna look stupid. You're gonna look freaking weird as hell having hair here and then nothing here. It's a very weird look. So I've seen people do that mistake the most. Now, in terms of your cheek length, I literally forgot what I was going to say. This, you want to find out the highest point to where your beard can go. So for me, it's literally like right here, and then obviously I have like some hair. You can't probably see it, but I have some hairs like literally near my eyes, which I'll have to trim it up. But you want to find the highest point to where your cheek hair kind of grows, and then use that line up and then shave off everything above that. That's what you ideally want to do, because for me it comes down like this. Some people, it may go like that and then come like that. It may be like a freaking circle, it may literally be whatever. You want to shape it up right to the point where it's high. Some people, I mean, some people have like literally to the nose length. You don't want to obviously let it go up till there, but anywhere from your earlobe is probably the maximum you want to let it go, and then line it up and then shave off everything above that. If you do this, you do the make sure you trim your neckline well, make sure you keep your cheek area clean. This is ideal in terms of maximizing your facial hair. And what this is going to allow you to do is, even if you don't have a perfectly full beard, like I don't have a full beard, like there's still like kind of patches here and there, it's absolutely normal. But what that does is, if you line it up properly, it'll give you the illusion that, okay, this guy can grow a beard, or it looks good on him, whatever. I'm not even joking. um a beard is it's kind of a thing that can make you look more ugly, or make you look more attractive, make you look more masculine. But it's a very, very fine thin line between what you do with the way you shape it up. If you shape it up and you mess it up, you're screwed. You're literally screwed. And if you do it the right way, it can take your looks up to another level. That's what I've experienced. um, yeah. If some of you have the patience to make it to this point in the video, that's great. Not a lot of people can actually do that, but nonetheless, next part. Oh my. Oh no. Now, what do women find most attractive? I know, we like to kind of ignore about what women's finding stuff, but the truth is, you want to be attractive to women. Now, what is the most attractive beard length to women? It is a 4 to 5 length, like I mentioned previous in the video. This is the point where it's going to allow you to give the look where you're also masculine because you have a beard, but it's neat and it's tidy. The last thing you want is to, I know like some people like to keep it super long and stuff. That's fine, but that's not going to attract a lot of women, in all honesty. It just makes you look a little more untidy, it makes you look a little bit more unkept. The best thing you can do is keep it to that 4 to 5 length, or 6 length at max. This is going to allow you, and I mean this especially for young men, because if you're 30 plus 35, that's a completely different scenario. I'm talking anywhere from, you're 18 to the point where you're 25. This is ideal for you. The rest, I mean, if you're above that, it definitely still suit you, but then maybe even a longer beard or a more full thick looking beard can still be attractive to women. But if you're trying to attract women from anywhere from 18 to 25, this is ideal. You want to keep it from that 4 to 5 length. But one thing I will say is, length can be absolutely personal preference. You don't want to get to the stage where you're doing something. um, we want to still be approachable to other people, but at the same time, you don't want to get to a stage where you're doing something because even though you don't like it, but other people are telling you to do it. This is the worst. You can do something if what suits other people's preferences also, it kind of, coincides and it goes well. That's great, but you don't want to get to the stage where you're doing something just for women. You're doing something just for someone, even though you don't necessarily like that. I used to be at a stage where I used to do that to be validated by people around me in school, to be validated, to look attractive, whatever. I used to do that as well. And you don't want to get to that stage. Because I don't care what people say, man. Looking good, everything is one thing. Self-respect is a lot more important than any of that in the long term. You don't, because when you start doing this kind of stuff, you get to the point where you kind of value yourself based off what other people think of you. I'm at a stage right now where I literally do not care what other people say about me. It does not bother me one bit. Apart from, two or three people who are extremely close to me, their opinions matter. You don't want to get to the stage where, okay, the random person, they come and say something on the street to you. A random girl comes and says something to you, you're disappointed and you question your whole life just because of it. You do not want to get to that situation. It's a very sad situation to be in, because no matter how, listen, looks, everything is great. You want to maximize your looks. I don't think there's anything wrong in it, because I have been at a stage where I'm not saying that I look great right now, but I know that I was a lot. I used to get made fun of for my looks. I did not get treated well just because I did not look great, and that's a very painful place to be in. And I know the amount of difference looking good can actually make, which is why I created a course on every single thing I've done to maximize my looks. It's in the description. You can go and get that. You can click on that. All the content, all the extra tips are there. But the point is, yeah, don't do things for other people when when you don't want to do it as well. Hopefully, you understand that. At the end of the day, yeah, that's it. I don't want to go on a tangent about that, but growing a beard, it will make you look more masculine. It will garner more respect inevitably. Um, yeah, and sometimes it can even be a bit more intimidating to people. But that's up to you, right? These are the things that comes with it. You take it or you leave it. Up to you. Again, click on the link in the description if you want to completely change your looks. And I'm not BSing you with a bunch of products and stuff. This is actually like methods that I have used that's worked for me, that will work for you. Go ahead, use it if you want, don't use it if you don't want, and that's it. Anything else? No, that is it. I think that's it.